Hello Pisces, hello and welcome to your general tarot card reading for the second half of October. So Pisces, what I tend to do, I tend to go with the flow and read my card intuitively. So let's begin. So the first card going to be representing the overall theme of those 2 weeks for you Pisces, and what do we have here is the Ace of Swords. Second going to be representing you. So what do we have? 5 of Cups. Third is going to be representing what might be crossing you. Is 10 of Wands. Because I like using different decks and I just go with the flow whenever I feel like I'm using quite a few. Most of them they're Rider Waite. So those 3 going to serve as additional narrative to those 3. So what do we have here? Knight of Wands. Next one. Queen of Swords. And the third, Queen of Wands. There's a lot of people here, Pisces. A lot of people. Okay. So this one is going to be representing what to focus on. And what do we have? Ace of Cups. This one what to release. 4 of Cups. Things or kind of behaviors that are going to help you to move forward. They're going to be the most conducive for you. 10 of Swords. Also use runes. Those are my beloved runes. They're over 20 years old. They're amazing. So they're going to serve as additional commentary. And before I'm going to begin, I'm going to start with one of those spiritual messages for you, and we're going to see. We have it. Cleanse. So let's see what the cleanse is. It has to tell you, Pisces. Your body, mind and soul are urging you to take time out for some much needed cleansing. Just as you wash your car, clean the house or tidy your office, your body also needs care and attention. It is time for some spiritual, emotional and physical cleansing. So that is a message for you, Pisces. I think it's quite amazing, beautiful message. So let's see what the second week of October going to bring. So the overall theme is Ace of Swords. So Ace of Swords is representing 1. Aces, they're representing the knowledge, understanding, communication, the way how we deal with certain things. And Ace of Swords is representing some kind of force or sometimes it's representing this kind of urge for making a decision, for renewal, for a change. That time has came. It almost feels like it's needed. And you might have that kind of overall feeling of some kind of change is needed through the second half of October, because you might feel, or you might have that kind of overall, I don't even know how to describe it, but this is going to kind of run within you that there are certain you need a change, you need a renewal. Things are not there are certain things that haven't worked out, and it's interesting because we are beginning this reading with Ace of Swords and we're finishing with the 10 of Swords, so it's almost like the full circle is taking place, and maybe that's why the change is needed, because you came to a conclusion, because this card is representing the best way forward, is saying certain things that came to the past, they haven't worked out, there may be opportunities, people or situations, I came to a natural end, or you may be forced to say, okay, this hasn't worked out and I have to start afresh. So that's what's coming. And you are being represented by 5 of Cups. And 5 of Cups, as you can see, there is someone who is standing there in a dark coat. The darkness might kind of representing our unconscious side of us, our own shadow. Cups are representing emotions. Three of Cups is representing the joy. So let's say if I'm going to go and try to find it, but it's going to most likely take me forever to find the card that I'm looking for. It's representing something that we hold dear, that we thought that was it, and things hasn't worked out in a way that we hope they would. And because of that, we feel kind of disappointed. We are feeling some kind of loss. Pisces, you might feel disappointed either by life or by your own actions. But I guess what the Five of Cups is usually is kind of showing and is coming to remind that those things, they wouldn't worked out anyway, or the certain things, they have their own life shelf, so to speak. So like when things that are coming to the like to say a natural end of things, sometimes we don't see it, sometimes we are blind to see, sometimes we just don't want to. And when it comes as a shock and surprise, and this is then this kind of how this has happened, how I can control it, and control and regret is kind of kicking in. So what this is telling you, Pisces, is to understand that comes to the term with come to terms with it, and not looking at it as a loss, but look at it as an experience, something that you can build on, something that is going to give you a better understanding. It's a learning curve. And life, it's about to give you and spoil you and give you a lot of other opportunities. And that is for sure, because you have the Two Cups over here, but those emotions that are running so high, and the emotional side of you is kind of driving this kind of feel. So it's all about understanding your own emotions, coming to terms with that. And whenever you're ready to turn around, see those Two Cups, they're still standing there. Nothing. There's still opportunities here. Come over this bridge and move on. So what might be crossing you? You might be too busy. You might be having too many things on your plate. Life might be taking you places, and you might be wanting to manage too many things. You might be spinning too many plates, and maybe, just maybe, you would like to prioritize your it's like, don't try to overachieve. What I'm hearing, the overachievement here might be the issue. So either if you have too much, say, okay, I have quite a lot over here. It's almost like it comes across as saying no, or being able to be how to put it, be assertive to the point, like saying, like, I hoped I'm going to be able to do it. It takes me far much longer than I thought it will. Can this wait, or can somebody else do it? It feels that way, and if you can do it, that would be amazing. So in terms of the narrative over here, I'll be quite frank with you. There seems to be a lot of people, being involved, different kind of approaches, different kind of messages, and you know what, let me clarify it, because I'm just curious myself, and I'm going to put the clarifiers on this, on the top of it. So what do we have here? Four of Cups again, and Ace of Cups again. Pisces, that is amazing. Look, two of those and two of those. Well, so let's roll with it. So I think you're going to receive some kind of information. There might be, I don't know if that is a friend's family, there might be a lot of people that involve, different types of people, there might be women, not necessarily, because Queens, that might be representing something about this person. So it's representing something that already has begun, something that is like in an initial stages of a development. It's going to need far much more involvement, but I think the involvement might be very much a push in order to do something. And they're going to be a people, and people, they're going to have a different takes, and it almost feels like they're going to be two different camps of how to do things and how to approach it. Equally might represent women that might not, even though it might be not representing physical women, I just feel like women that, or people, let's put it this way, they're going to represent two different ways of approaching of things, two different ways how they would deal with it. And one is and both are equally right, and they're both equally right within their own right, but it's not to say that is the only way. And this is not about choosing whatever way. I think one of those people, they know that what they're talking about. They're very straight to the point. Well, this house is supposed to be done this way. That is perfect way. This person have done it before, has a very good understanding. Another one, well, might become much more creative, and it might be looking to doesn't know precisely how it's supposed to be done. That's what it's coming across. Doesn't know, has a good inkling of it, but the person doesn't know. The person is kind of pretending that knows something but doesn't have a strong grounding. Anyway, so that is, and the clarifier goes, if you're going to take whatever is going to come your way in terms of help or friendship, take what, or maybe in regarding those two people. There might be two people involved, I'm not sure. It's very, it's a general read, so it kind of, I cannot pinpoint it precisely. But what is coming through very strongly is as follows. If one of those people going to offer you something, take the one, not the other. Because one of them is going to be a poisonous chalice. And one of them is going to true and another one is a fake. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels like what's it focus on? And not true love or true intentions, or someone who truly knows what they're talking about, or their emotions, or they are being true to themselves. Choose that. What's a release? The fake, the fakery, the poisonous chalice. Don't take it. What's the focus on? What is true and what rings true. And that's what I'm going to say about this. Whatever rings true, take it. If something you feel like doesn't resonate with you, don't take up on this offer. So, and the best way forward, so if something came to natural end, allow it to die and move on. The best is yet to come. What is the additional commentary? Yeah, move on. It's you have everything that is needed for you to move on. So what they're telling you, go forward. Everything is available to you, and you have this amazing ability and opportunity to make it happen. So Pisces, as usual, it was a pleasure reading to you. Have a smashing rest of October. If this reading was helpful or resonated with you, please let me know by commenting, liking and subscribing. Once again, thanks, and you take care.